Hi everyone, Aiden here at the Trailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Valterra Universal RV and Camper Stabilizer. This is going to be a really quick portable solution if you want to get some stabilization on your camper. You can put it wherever it fits and use it either in conjunction with your existing stabilization system like your scissor jacks, or you can use it on its own. It's going to make a surprising amount of difference just on its own, and we'll talk about that throughout the video. Let's check it out. So a brief overview of what this is and how it works. We've got this long brace right here that's resting against the metal underside of the frame of our camper here. We've got two legs and large foot plates that spread out. Then we've got this strap that's included with the kit that actually hooks into some posts and brings those feet together, therefore lifting up this main brace piece and applying pressure to the underside of the camper. That's going to essentially limit the movement that we've got. So any sort of side-to-side rocking that we'd get, it's not going to rock as much side-to-side because it's hitting something rigid that's applying pressure to it. Same thing with front to back. It's going to have that sort of block to limit the movement. And you can put this wherever you want. We've got it set up on the side right now because it's the easiest to show you here in the sun, but you could put it at the back by the bumper, so it's going to be more side-to-side preference. And over here, you could have it set up like this to help with the side-to-side movement, but I'd maybe consider in getting another one to go on the other side to really help with that. But even right here, it's made a huge difference. So to try and demonstrate what this is actually doing, I've actually uninstalled it. It's just set to the side right now, totally loose. So I want to try to show this on camera. It might be a little bit difficult, but by hand, I can push the camper side to side. I can feel the movement, I can see the movement. And then if I go to the front and push it front to back, I can see the tires moving and I can definitely feel it moving. We don't have any of the scissor jacks down right now. The wheels are just chalked and we've got it parked. So that's where we're at right now. And even walking around inside, you can feel a lot of sway in there and it definitely doesn't feel comfortable. Now I'm gonna get this in place in the same spot we had it before, just because I think for our camper, that's going to work the best, especially if we were using this in conjunction with our scissor jacks. Right here would be kind of the midpoint between the two jacks, and it's positioned right underneath our slide out. So it's gonna be providing support to an area that probably needs it. Can be a little funky getting it into position at first, but once you've got it where you like it, then it's pretty easy to just crank down the rest of the way until it makes contact. And this is not designed to lift anything by any means, but you do want some pressure on there so it's nice and solid. We don't want any movement underneath. And now we can check it out. Now I'm gonna push on it from the exact same points I did before. And on the side panel here, it doesn't feel like anything is budging. There's a little bit of shake. I can definitely feel that, but it's greatly reduced. Front to back, I definitely notice a big difference there. Even just looking at the tire as a sort of visual reference, you don't see any sort of movement there. It's a lot more solid. So I definitely feel more confident about this whenever I'm getting in and out of the camper. Even walking around inside of this when we were testing it before shooting this video, I felt a big difference. That's not something we can really visually show you, but I can say I felt a great difference, and that's just with this alone. If we use the scissor jacks with this, it would only be additional help to make things rock solid. Now, a couple specs about the stabilizer itself. It's gonna be an aluminum construction, so you don't have to worry about any sort of rust or corrosion over time, and it's got an anodized silver powder coat finish to give it a nice clean look. The ratcheting mechanism here on the strap is rated for 1,000 pounds. Now, like I said, this is not meant to lift, but you do want some pressure. So that should be more than enough to handle the kind of pressure we're gonna be working with here and make sure that everything stays stable. The individual leg length is gonna be 27 inches, and it's gonna be designed to work with trailers or RVs that have anywhere from 14 to 28 inches of clearance from the ground to the underside where it's gonna be making contact. So anything more or less than that, you might wanna look into some other options. The legs are adjustable. You can see two different holes right here and a push tab. So just push that tab in and bring the leg in to adjust the length here. So if we don't have an application where we need to go as high or we don't need as wide of a base, then we can get it adjusted that way. And then in addition to all that, it folds up for easy storage. Now everything doesn't fold up perfectly flat. The foot pads right here are going to need some space to live, but overall it's going to be pretty compact when it's all said and done. This also comes with a bag for storage. It's a pretty thin material, and it's much like you would put a camping chair or something into. So not the nicest thing in the world, but it's nice that you have something just for easier storage. That way, if it does make contact with something inside your storage compartments, it's not metal touching anything. It's got a little layer of protection. To kind of summarize my thoughts on this, is it something that I was pleasantly surprised with? Absolutely. For something as small and easy to set up as this, I was really surprised with how much of a difference it made from no stabilization to only this being our stabilization device. Now that being said, is it the end-all be-all for stabilization on your camper? Absolutely not. It's definitely a quick and easy solution, but I see it as something that's more supplementary. You've got scissor jacks on your camper already, more than likely, and something like this can maybe be used as a supplement in a spot where you don't have as much stabilization. Like on our camper here with the slide out, there's gonna be some extra weight there, people getting in and out of the dining table. That's gonna be an area we maybe want some extra support. Or at the very back where we've got some bunks, kids getting in and out, running around, maybe by the bathroom. Something extra there could be really helpful too. So I think this is really something that you can add to if you find that a certain area of your camper feels a little more unsteady than others. In addition to that, I think this could work really well in pairs if we set it up on one side and the other, just to really mimic the kind of stabilization we're looking for. But regardless of how you're using it, if you need the extra bit of support and you don't want to permanently install something, then I think it's going to be a really solid way to go. Thanks for watching.